Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, October 1. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has put forward several proposals to allow small island developing states like Jamaica to adapt to and mitigate the effects of climate change. Among the proposals is a change to the system of assigning countries status based solely on their gross domestic products (GDP). Instead, Mr. Holness is calling for the measurement to be based on a vulnerability index aligned to countries' susceptibility to climatic events such as hurricanes and earthquakes. Mr. Holness was speaking Friday at the Small Island Developing States Accelerated Modalities of Action Samoa Pathway. Prime Minister Holness also called on the international community to consider a debt swap for climate action program. Mr. Holness says such an initiative would allow vulnerable economies to properly care for their citizens.
If we could reach a consensus on that there can be a system of debt swaps in exchange for the commitment that whatever is relieved by virtue of that is spent on climate action, I think we'd be on a good pathway.
Prime Minister Holness meanwhile called on developed nations to deliver on their pledges to endow the Green Climate Fund. The goal is to reach $100 billion per year by 2020 to assist countries with funding to become climate resilient.
That commitment, in the grand scheme of things, with what is spent on defense and all the other things that are not as important as climate change, these are solvable problems. And I think you could make the Caribbean region an example.
Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey says international collaboration is needed to combat the issue of lottery scamming, which has been plaguing the island, particularly the western region. Mr. Bailey was addressing the Caribbean Policy Research Institute Capri report on scamming, gangs and violence recently.
I believe if we are going to deal with the issue of transnational organized crime, there has to be coordination, there has to be intelligence, there has to be a quest to identify the money, track the money, and seize the money. There has to be international collaboration.
The Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police says global data suggests that only a mere fraction of 10% of fraud cases are reported by victims. Mr. Bailey emphasizes that while there are social intervention programs to reach the youth, that's not enough to reach the core of the issue.
We have to ensure that there is adequate laws that are enforced, and the penalty, in my view, is significant to send the message as well as to take the profit out of the crime.
The report on scamming, gangs and violence was carried out between 2008 and 2018 as part of Capri's Transform Citizen Security Ayad project. The project is aimed at using research and analysis to improve the immediate and long-term security of citizens through coordinated action between relevant government institutions and civil society. Government is set to train more individuals in mediation and dispute resolution. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck says this forms part of the government's plans to help reduce the backlog of court cases.
We need more mediators right across the island, and that is where lay magistrates, having had this training of trainers in the lay magistrates role, many of you will be called upon again to become trainer of trainers in mediation, because mediation is the way for us to reduce the backlog. Because at the end of the day, we must show results.
The minister was speaking recently at a training seminar for judges and lay magistrates titled Train the Trainer Session, Lay Magistrates Court. Minister Chuck also says government is committed to expanding restorative justice as an alternative for fighting crime and improving the efficiency of the justice system. The training seminar forms part of a partnership between the governments of Jamaica and Canada. 100 wheelchairs have been donated to the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Kingston Public Hospital KPH to improve services within the public health sector. The chairs were provided by the international non-profit organization, the Wheelchair Foundation, through its local partners, the Rotary Club of St. Andrew and Operation Friendship. During the handover on Thursday, Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton expressed gratitude for the generous donation and encouraged others to do their part to revitalize the spirit of volunteerism in the society.
it is important to emphasize and to highlight the critical role that volunteerism and giving back plays in the development of our society. These 100 wheelchairs are going to make 100 persons, and in the case of KPH, where hopefully it will be used significantly to and fro, it will make many hundreds of persons happier and feeling better in our society.
These wheelchairs are a tremendous contribution that will assist our patients for whom walking is difficult or impossible due to illness, injury or disability to move around easily.
Meanwhile, past president of the Rotary Club of St. Andrew and chairman of the Wheelchair Project Committee, Lloyd Eubank Green, told JIS News that in addition to the 100 wheelchairs donated, an additional 180 chairs are to be distributed by the Rotary Club of St. Andrew to persons in need. Interested persons may contact the Rotary Club of St. Andrew or call 876-833-6594 for further details. The Denham Town Primary School, founded by late former Prime Minister Edward Seaga, is to be renamed in his honor. Minister of Local Government and Community Development and Member of Parliament for West Kingston Desmond Mackenzie made the announcement recently. He was speaking at the launch of the Edward Seaga Scholarship Awards, providing grants totaling $14 million to students at all levels of the education system.
The Edward Seaga Scholarship will take full responsibility to keep your children in school. Those in university, all we are saying to you, Edward Seaga set certain standards when he was alive, and it is your requirement to maintain that level in high school and in university.
The renaming of the Denham Town Primary School is among several initiatives being undertaken by residents of West Kingston to pay tribute to the man who served as their Member of Parliament for 43 years. This will include the construction of 2 classrooms at St. Aloysius Primary to be used for Spanish and music, as well as erecting a monument at the Tivoli Gardens High School. And finally, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett is urging persons seeking employment to consider career options in the industry. Minister Bartlett says training is available for jobs in the sector through the Jamaica Center for Tourism Innovation, Team Jamaica, as well as the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program.
We're concerned about creating opportunities for more people to express their creativity and to expand their reach of participation in economic as well as social development.
The tourism minister says approximately 120,000 persons are directly employed in the sector, with another 250,000 indirectly working in the different areas. Mr. Bartlett says a number of traditional and non-traditional jobs are available in the industry. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.